In this video, we're going to learn everything, and I mean everything, about Tesla charging and Tesla supercharging. Section 1. Charging up versus filling up. One of the biggest things to recognize as a new Tesla owner, or someone who is interested in becoming a Tesla owner, is that you don't charge up your electric vehicle in the same way that you fill up a traditional gas-powered vehicle. It makes more sense to think of charging an EV like charging a smartphone. Almost everyone has a smartphone, and when we are at home, we typically plug our phones directly into a wall socket. This way, when we leave our homes, our phones are fully charged, and the same is true for electric vehicles. When electric vehicle owners are at home, they plug their EVs into a level 1 or level 2 wall socket to receive a charge. This way, every time they leave the house, they do so with a full battery. In fact, one of the greatest things about owning a Tesla is that every time you pull out of your driveway, you do so with a full charge. No more looking for the nearest gas station on your way to work or frantically filling up with gas in between business meetings. Simply plug in at home and you're good to go. What then is the purpose of a Tesla supercharger? Generally speaking, you can think of superchargers as wall outlets that electric vehicles can plug into on road trips or any other time they didn't get enough charge using home charging. In fact, according to Tesla, in order to maintain your battery's overall health and longevity, Tesla recommends you use regular daily low voltage charging, i.e. level 1 and level 2 home charging, and only rely on high voltage charging, i.e. supercharging or DC quick charging, when absolutely necessary, as prolonged use of superchargers can degrade the longevity of your Tesla's battery. Section 2. The role of the onboard charger. In order to understand the difference between level 1 or trickle charging, level 2 charging, and level 3 or supercharging, it's important to know what an EV's onboard charger is and how it comes into play. The primary role of an onboard charger, or OBC, is to manage the flow of electricity from the grid to the battery. It does this by converting incoming AC or alternating current into DC or direct current to be stored in the vehicle's battery. This conversion takes time and is the primary reason why level 1 and level 2 charging methods, also known as low voltage charging, are slower than supercharging. On the other hand, level 3 chargers, also known as Tesla superchargers, bypass the EV's onboard charger entirely and deliver high-powered DC energy directly to the battery. For this reason, superchargers can charge Tesla batteries incredibly fast, but may also degrade your Tesla's battery over time. Section 3. At-home charging. At-home charging is often referred to as low-voltage charging, as it uses the lower voltage alternating currents available in modern homes via 120-volt and 240-volt outlet. And with this method, there are essentially 3 low-voltage home charging options, each with its own pros and cons. The first at-home charging option, called level 1 charging or trickle charging, refers to when you plug your Tesla directly into a standard 120-volt wall outlet. This is the slowest option for charging your Tesla, but it does have the added benefit of requiring no additional cost to operate. How does it work, you ask? Well, every Tesla vehicle comes with a compact mobile connector package that includes 20 feet of cable, a cable organizing bag, and a 120-volt adapter to plug directly into any standard wall outlet. While this charging method might work in a pinch, as the mobile connector and 120-volt adapter are free, Tesla recommends you keep this package stored within the trunk of your vehicle so you can always have a charge option handy. Another con to level 1 charging is the trickle charge nature of charging via a regular wall outlet, as you only gain 2 to 3 miles of charge, or 1.4 kilowatts per hour. Many new Tesla owners state the amount of charge you get via a 120-volt wall outlet just doesn't cut it. Plus, you also miss out on valuable time of use discounts that your local energy provider might provide. More on this later. The second at-home charging option falls under the definition of level 2 charging. Level 2 chargers use 240-volt electrical circuits similar to the ones used by stoves, washers, and dryers, and sometimes refrigerators. Most non-supercharger public charging stations and all at-home charging stations are considered level 2 chargers. They can deliver anywhere from 9 to 52 miles of range, or 3.7 to 17.2 kilowatts, depending on the make and model or onboard charger capacity of your Tesla and the capacity of the electric panel it is pulling power from. This option also involves the same mobile connector from option 1, but with the added step of purchasing a 240 volt adapter. The adapter plug costs between $35 and $45 directly from Tesla's eShop, but is sometimes also found cheaper on places like Amazon. If you're interested, we'll leave an affiliate link in the description below for some of your best options. With the 240 volt adapter in hand, option 2 is the same as option 1. Simply plug one end into the mobile connector and the other end into any 240 volt wall outlet. But one con to this option is that it still does not allow you to utilize the valuable time of use discounts that your local energy company provides. And you'll also have to unplug one of your major appliances to use the 240 volt adapter. And who wants to decide between washing and drying their favorite t-shirt and charging their new Tesla? The third option for at-home charging, and the one Tesla recommends most of all, is to have a professional installation of a Tesla wall connector. This option is still considered level 2 charging as it can handle 240 volt and 60 to 90 amps, depending on your home's electric capabilities. When it comes to price, this option will cost roughly $500 for the wall connector unit itself and, according to a Home Advisor report from December 2020, an average of $630 to $1,100 for professional installation. That brings the total cost for option 3 to between $1,130 and $1,600. If you'd like information as to how much it'd cost in other countries or currencies, let us know in the comments below. The Tesla wall connector is approved for indoor and outdoor installation and use, and features up to 44 miles of charge per hour, depending on the home electrical system and onboard charging system of the Tesla that's being charged. One of the best pros of this option is that the wall connector allows you to take control of valuable time of use discounts available from your local energy company. Simply plug in, and with the help of the Tesla app, you can make sure your Tesla is only charging when electricity is cheapest, usually in the wee hours of the morning while you and the rest of the world is sound asleep. Section 4. Autonomous charging. There is a small caveat to the level 2 wall charging option, and it's usually referred to as plugless, hands-free, or autonomous charging. With this option, a third-party provider such as Plugless Power installs a charging base plate directly to the bottom of your Tesla in a charging station that sits on the floor of your garage. Charge is then delivered over a small air gap via the aligned magnetic coils. Prices for this option vary, but according to an article from Auto Evolution, where they installed a Plugless Power brand charger on a rear-wheel drive Model S, the total cost with shipping and installation came to $3,290. The 7.2 kilowatt plugless charger they used in the example gave the rear-wheel drive Model S about 20 miles of charge per hour, or roughly 200 miles of charge per night. This futuristic option is great as it adds a level of convenience and it won't void your Tesla warranty. If you'd like additional information about Plugless Power, go ahead and follow the link in the description. Section 5. Supercharger Generations. Now it's time to get out of the house to talk about charging your Tesla on the go. And of course, I'm talking about Tesla's Supercharger. These level 3 DC quick chargers have 3 different generations you may come across in the wild, and each of which is referred to as Gen 1, Gen 2, or Gen 3 Supercharger respectively. Generation 1 Superchargers were first revealed at the Tesla home base in California in 2012, and they had a maximum peak power output of 90 kilowatts, which happened to be the limit of the first Model S battery pack at the time. A year later, in 2013, Tesla began installing these Gen 1 Superchargers with a maximum peak power output of 120 kilowatts. These became the standard Tesla Supercharger for the next 3 years. Then, in 2016, Tesla revealed the Generation 2 Superchargers, which offered a peak power output of 150 kilowatts split between 2 stalls. This means that if one car is plugged into a Gen 2 Supercharger, it'll get all 150 kilowatts. However, if 2 cars are plugged into a Gen 2 Supercharger, each car will only get a maximum of 75 kilowatts of charge. There are some intricacies as to how much charge each car will get, but it's most important to note that this discrepancy led to a lot of confusion among Tesla owners, leading some to believe that the Supercharger, or worse yet, their Tesla was broken. This problem was ultimately fixed, however, with the release of the Gen 3 Supercharger in March 2019, which offered a whopping 250 kilowatts of peak power output that was not split between stalls, thus alleviating the charging confusion that surrounded the Gen 2 Supercharger. Through all of 2019, 2020, and up till now in 2021, the vast majority of superchargers installed across the globe have been Gen 3s. Section 6. How Superchargers Work. As the original Gen 1 Superchargers are all but obsolete, having been entirely removed or upgraded at the time of this recording, let's look at how Gen 2 Superchargers work and the differences between them and the Gen 3 Superchargers. When you pull into a supercharger stall, look around and you'll probably see a series of large electrical boxes or cabinets somewhere in the vicinity. These metal boxes are supercharger cabinets, and they contain the switchboards, DC power lines, and other electronic necessities needed to get battery power to your Tesla. In Generation 2 Superchargers, each cabinet is connected to 2 stalls, delivering a total of 150 kilowatts split between each stall. So if a Tesla owner is charging in stall 1A and stall 1B is empty, the owner will get all of the power the Gen 2 Supercharger has to offer. However, if another Tesla owner begins charging in stall 1B, the supercharger cabinet will automatically split the available power between the 2 stalls. Tesla was quick to fix this problem with the release of their Gen 3 Supercharger, as each stall now gets its own dedicated cabinet, ensuring that the max peak power output of 250 kilowatts is available to each car in each stall. It's also important to note at this point that while not all Teslas can charge at 250 kilowatts, all Teslas can still charge at a Gen 3 Supercharger. Your vehicle and the Gen 3 charger will communicate to deliver the appropriate kilowatts available for your car. It's also good to know that electric vehicles charge faster when the battery is at a lower charge, and charging will slow down or taper as the battery fills up. Section 7. How to Supercharge. Filling up your Tesla is easier than you think, and perhaps even easier than filling up with gas. To fill up your Tesla, back into any one of the supercharger stalls. If the stall is labeled in a 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B pattern, then you're pulling into a Gen 2 supercharger. However, if the stall you are pulling into is labeled in a 1A, 1B, 1C, and so on pattern, or has a red 250 kilowatt label on top, then you're pulling into a Gen 3 supercharger. You can also check the maximum power output of the supercharging location in the Tesla app. After you've backed into the stall, get as close as you can, as sometimes the charger cables do not reach. Plug in via the port on the driver's side rear taillight and relax. There is no credit card information required, as your credit card is stored on the Tesla app. When the battery is full or full to the limit you've set it to, unplug and drive away. Section 8. Destination Charging. Tesla superchargers aren't the only option for charging on the go. There are also destination charging and urban charging options. Destination chargers are level 2 chargers very similar to the level 2 Tesla wall connector you use for home charging. However, they are usually located in public places like hotels, malls, resorts, restaurants, and parking garages, and they're usually available to use for free. Yep, Tesla often pays for the deployment and installation of a destination charger, and in exchange, the property owner agrees to pay the cost of charging for the EV owner so you can get a free charge. But don't expect charge times any quicker than you can get on your home charge. In fact, the average destination charger will get you between 30 and 44 miles of charge per hour, just like your at-home charger would. Section 9. Urban Charging. In 2017, Tesla revealed the Urban Supercharger, which aims to increase the number of superchargers available in metropolitan city centers. Urban superchargers have a familiar look, as they appear to be the inside portion of a regular Tesla supercharger, kind of like a donut hole of a donut, and they're designed to take up less space so they are easier to install in highly populated areas. These urban superchargers are slightly less powerful, but rapidly deliver 72 kilowatts of dedicated power to each car in each stall. Well, that about wraps up our video on everything you need to know about Tesla charging and Tesla supercharging. This video really took a lot to produce, more so than our usual videos, so please consider dropping a like as well as a comment and subscribing. We are forever grateful for every subscriber. Really, thank you.